Good morning, family. So I'm out here in the garden today because I thought I would plant up some beans. I'm actually going to build a, I guess you could say, plant stand for them, but I thought I would go ahead and get the beans started so that they'll have a great start before I actually start hanging them. I have amazing loomy native soil on my property, and since the gophers have been so thoughtful and keep bringing it to the surface for me, I thought that I would mix it in to some of the pots with some potting soil, because I literally have amazing success when planting in ground, but because of the gophers and roly-polies and everything else that seems to enjoy my property, my seedlings don't generally make it anymore. They get to a certain height and the next thing I know, they're being eaten by everything under the sun, or the gophers have tunneled up under them. So I am simply sitting here. I have an old Dollar Tree basket that I used in another project, and I cut the side of it out in that other project. So I'm just using it to just kind of sift through the soil and get out all the larger debris, old roots, stems, rocks, things like that, that I don't want to go into the pot. It's a simple process. I'm just sitting here, scooping it in, and then shaking it back out, and it's giving me the soil that I want and not all of the rocks and stems and roots and things that I don't want. So I picked up these baskets from the Dollar Tree, these pots. They're just simple little plastic pots, nothing great about them. They're just the size that I wanted. These pots, you do have to drill your own holes. I know a lot of people pick up pots from the Dollar Tree, especially if you are a new gardener and you don't understand that you have to actually drill holes for drainage. They do have them marked out for you, but you have to drill them yourselves. Really simple. Just go slow so you don't crack the pots. These aren't the greatest material, but they will last for a couple of seasons. And I'm going to fill these with soil. And you know what? No, I'm going to show them to you what I'm actually going to do before I fill them with the soil. So just hold on just a second. So I picked up these hanging baskets. They are also from the Dollar Tree. They're $1.25. And the baskets, the pots, are simply going to sit down inside. Now, this chain is not as long as I would like it to be. So the Dollar Tree also carries 20-inch long chains, and I'm just going to switch these chains out. It's really simple. They just have a little clasp. You just squeeze it and it comes off. But yeah, these are going to hang from the top tier of the plant stand that I'm going to build, and I'm going to put bush beans in these. I was out here this morning waiting on a guy who's supposed to come and help me with the trees this morning. He's supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, and he's not here yet. But the squirrels have been trying to build nests up in my palm trees. And they have been chewing through all of my lights that I have out here, the string lights. So I've already replaced one strand, and I came out yesterday morning to find another strand completely chewed through and hanging, which causes another strand to hang. So I'm pretty tired of the squirrels, and I refuse to let them build a nest up in the trees. They come for the little dates up there, and so the guy is supposed to come help me trim. Usually I do it myself, but the hubby is back out of town again working, and he didn't bring me the extension ladder, so I can't get up there and do it. So I'm having One of the guys on a lawn crew from down the street is supposed to come and help me. He's going to get up there and cut, and I'm going to do all of the cleanup, which is fine with me as long as I can get those little critters up out of here. They do enough damage to the garden, and having them chew through the lights and dropping those dates, and they are shredding the palm fronds. And it's a big mess out here every day, and they're causing me to do more work than I would like. So he is an hour late, and I decided to go ahead and doing some other things that I need to get done, so that I'm not just sitting around here waiting. As you can see, this isn't a hard process. It's simply just putting the soil in here, shaking, getting the finer grains, and tossing the rest back out into the soil. These stems and stuff aren't gonna hurt anything, but I try to have as least amount of decaying matter in my beds and in my pots as possible, because I do have an issue with roly-poly bugs. I know some people say pill bugs, but there is a difference. As far as I know of, pill bugs don't roll into a ball. The roly-polies roll into the ball. The pill bugs look the same, but they don't roll up. Now, I'm not a bug expert. These are just things that I've come across as I've been researching, trying to figure out a way to eradicate my garden of all of these pests, because I do have a serious infestation of them. All of the methods that I've done videos and stuff on, they work, but they are really slow and they take a lot of time, and I have a lot of them. You guys see that soil? Look at that. It is gorgeous. So I added the Miracle Grow Organics potting soil to this. Some people want to say that roly-polies and other insects will only mess with your plants if they're in poor health. That is not true. If there is nothing else in the immediate area for them to feed on, they will feed on anything that is available, especially if you have new sprouts, anything like tender sprouts and stuff like that, they will feed on those also. Well, should I say especially? So if there is no decaying matter around for them to feed on, yes, they will go after all of your seedlings. The only other thing I'm going to add to this is some worm castings. So one of the ways that I prevent soil from just draining out the bottom when I water is I usually take a piece of paper, newspaper, or cardboard, and I just place it in the bottom. It's not going to clog the hose. It's not going to prevent water from seeping out, because that's what you need. You want drainage. And so I just put a piece of cardboard in there, which will deteriorate over time, which is a good thing. But by then the soil on the bottom will have compacted a bit, and it will keep it from flowing out the bottom every time you water. You don't want to wash your soil away. I used to put rocks down in the bottom, and pretty much it just takes up extra space for no reason and adds weight to the pot. And since I am hanging these, I don't want to put rocks or any type of stone down in the bottom. So I just put cardboard, like I said, or newspaper, or any type of paper that I know will erode over time. I'm not filling these all the way up right now because I am going to water the bottom half really well before I add the rest of the soil and sow the beans. So I'm gonna let that sit for a minute and see how far down the soil line drops. And that way I'll know if I wanna add more soil before sowing the seeds, or if I wanna just go ahead and sow at that level and then just go ahead and top it off with the rest of the soil. So I sowed all of my pole beans out here in buckets this year so that they could utilize the trellises that I have. And when I tell you roly-polies are no joke, each bucket I filled with beans, and these are the only ones that survived. Even like I said, over here in the buckets, I had roly-polies just going through and they were just attacking all of the seedlings. A lot of them they ate before, look at this, before they even hatched. I lost you, but I will find you again. Hatched, my bad. Before they even germinated, they were under the soil. They just demolished them under the soil. Kept wondering why some of them weren't coming up, so I dug around the soil and there they were under the soil munching on them. So I tried to put some bait in here so that they would go after the orange peels and things like that and leave the beans alone. But like I said, I still get a lot of damage, and there was probably about 10 beans in each bucket, and this is all that I got out of there. I think those are the Blue Lake. What did I put over here? Oh, this is the Good Mother Stollards. So this many survived over here. And oh, you're the lime color, so you are, yep, you are the Golden Sunshine runner beans. And there's a roly-poly right there. Did I get you? I did. You're a big one too. It's so funny. I used to tell the kids, oh, roly-polies are harmless, don't bother them. Yeah. The kids would be out here in the garden playing with them and building little houses for them. Now, can't stand them. They have ruined so many of my crops. Even over here, this whole bucket did not make it. So I ended up dumping that soil completely, cleaning it out, and I put a yellow pear tomato over here. But you know what? I said these were Blue Lakes. These are Kentucky Wonder pole beans. So while I'm letting that soil settle over there, let me show you guys the gift that my little brother brought me. Look at this. It is a battery operated pruner. When I tell you this thing is amazing, it gets 1,100 cuts per battery charge. This thing has so much power and it is so strong, it almost scares me. It literally just cuts through everything like butter and so quickly. And when I tell you guys, I have the greatest little brothers out there. They are constantly, you know, just thinking about me and bringing me nice things. But this one right here, ooh. Let me show you guys how this works. All right, so let's start with these old collards right here. These collards are probably the first ones. Yeah, I think they are the first ones that I planted, and that was probably 4 or 5 years ago. So they don't produce that well anymore, and even this year they kind of just went straight to seed. I don't need any more collard seed, so you know what, I decided I'm going to go ahead and take these out this year. So I'm going to cut these on the stem just to show you guys how well this thing works. So it does have a safety mechanism on there. You do have to push this down. Without it, you're not getting any cuts. So you have to push this down. Ooh, did you guys see that? Look at that. Man, I love this thing. So let's start with the smaller one. Let's see if I can get in here. Look at that. When I say garden work is going so much quicker now. It just takes everything out. The same with this pepper plant. It is probably, yeah, it's about the same age. I think it's about 4 years old. So I'm also taking that one out. And that's it. This thing is amazing. So I love this safety mechanism because, like I said, this thing goes so quick and it just slices through things like butter that it actually scares me a little bit. All right, so the sun has crept up on me out here, but I'm gonna finish this and then I'll go and do some inside chores, I guess, because as I said in previous videos, we're in the 80s out here already, and the 80s is not bad at all. It is actually perfect weather for our area, but especially since in the summer times, like I said, we're in the hundreds every day in the summer. But working out here in 80-degree weather, it's a dry heat. We don't have a lot of humidity out here, so it's a little bit different. But these are the two beans that I am going to be planting. I have a jade bean, which I've never grown before, and then I have the blue lake. These are both bush beans. I'm going to put the jade bean in the hanging baskets because this is an upright bean. It's supposed to stay sturdy and upright. And then I'm going to put the blue lake in the hanging baskets. You guys have seen me use these before. The hanging baskets hang on all of my trellises over there with flowers in them. And this is a 15-inch plant, and the bean pods are about 7 to 8 inches. I have grown the blue lake before, but like I said, never the jade. But I'm going to get these guys in some soil and get them up off the ground, because even since I've just put the soil in there, I have been stepping on roly-poly bugs left and right. They're just crossing the sidewalk like it's some kind of crosswalk or something. So I want to get them up off the ground as quickly as possible. So this is a beautiful white bean. There is 39 beans in this pack. They are to be planted 1 inch deep and 3 inches apart. One of the reasons I chose this bean is because it is a heat tolerant bean. And as I said, we have really high summers and it takes 50 days till harvest. So hopefully these will be ready before August, when it gets really, really hot out here. I'm hoping that I'll be harvesting by the end of June. A lot of people like to soak their beans overnight, or at least for 8 hours before planting. This does soften the bean a bit and help it germinate a little bit better, but it is not a necessity. You don't have to do it. They will germinate. So I'm just going to put 10 in each pot. One of them will be short. It will only have 9. So in case you haven't noticed, I did stop counting. If one of them is short, I will just go back and fill it in. Yeah, one of you is definitely short, but that's okay. It worked out perfectly. And I'm just going to cover these. So as you can see, both of these beans are white beans. This one is a little bit larger, it's a little longer. And like I said, it is the Blue Lake. This one, instead of a 1-inch depth, it is only a 1/2-inch depth. Both of these are moderate when it comes to watering, just a little bit of water, not a whole lot. You don't have to flood it out or anything. And they're heat tolerant, like I said. And yeah, same thing, 3-inch spacing and about a 55-day harvest. Hello? Hold on. All right, so the guys finally showed up to come do the trees. And I'm gonna hang these here. I don't have a problem with the roly-polies in that bed until I can get started on the trellis that I'm building them tomorrow. So I'm gonna end the video right here because they are getting ready to make a lot of noise. And I'll see you guys in the next video.